We're here in beautiful Los Angeles, California at the LA Memorial Coliseum. Actually, no, y'all play at the Rose Bowl, don't y'all? I've done this so many times and I still forget where y'all play. Okay, yeah, so we're at the LA Memorial Stadium, Coliseum, since they're the Trojans. Uh, USC, the home team, looking to remain undefeated. UCLA, the away team. Short drive for them as they look to remain undefeated. This title, this game for the Victory Bell is also Hope's winner will be playing in the Pac 12 South Defender or Champion. So there's a bunch of things on the line, and I think this is 5 years in a row that I have called this particular game. The game was played one of those years. Well, it's been a while. But regardless, UCLA will elect tails and they will win the coin toss and elect to defer as the Trojans will get the ball to start the game. Stanley Monroe will kick the ball off and it'll be taken from the 25-yard line after the touchback as Hans Statham for USC will come out. Statham, who is in his junior year, second full year of starting for the Trojans. Uh, Numbers already better than last year. 34 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, which did tie his last year totals. Thrown for 3,590-ish yards, so he's almost at the 3,600-yard mark, which is more than what he had last year. Still struggling with the ground game. Still has yet to have a rushing touchdown underneath his belt. But luckily, he's held on to the ball. Fumbled it 4 times this year and has lost it a total of 1. Let's see what he can do today. Statham will line up in the shotgun formation, and they will immediately trust him to throw the ball as he does a quick slant pass over the middle and finds D'Angelo Gibson, who's brought down immediately, and it's a gain of 3 on the play. Statham drops back to pass and throws it to the outside, and John Scott breaks away from the defender before he is out of bounds. And they will call a flag on that because the separation was due to pass interference on the offense. Penalty will be accepted. That is a 10-yard penalty and replay of the downs. 2nd and 17. Statham will hand the ball off to Leo Williams, who tries to find a little room, but he'll only find 3. 3rd and 14. Statham in the backfield with Williams. They send Williams into the slot position, takes the snap, looking that way, throws it, and he overthrows his man, and it will fall incomplete as USC will have to punt this ball away. John Matthews will line up and he will get a good kick on this one, 50 yards downfield. But John Scott of UCLA will get a modest return of 15, bringing it to the UCLA 44-yard line. The Bruins, led out by Walter Russ, 3 full years starting for the Bruins, as his numbers have already surpassed what he has done last year in touchdowns and in completion percentage. He is at 39 touchdowns, which is a career high for him. 11 interceptions, which is also a career high. He has thrown for a little bit over 4,200 yards, which is still shy of what he has done freshman and sophomore year. But he has led this team to at this point, 11-0 record. Have to look at him as a ground threat as well, that the SC defense will have their hands full today, as Russ has a little bit over 200 yards of rushing with 4 touchdowns. Russ will line up shotgun. He takes the snap as he looks for a bubble screen on the quick pass to Glasgow, who can't come up with it as it just goes through his hands and it falls incomplete. They hand the ball off to Josh Scott, who finds a good hole before he stiff arms a man, and he will be tackled and brought down after he gets the first down, a gain of 12 on the play. 1st and 10 in SC territory. They fake it to Scott, toss it out to Donovan Davidson, who finally has a little bit of room to turn it upfield, but he'll only get 2 on the play. 2nd and 8. They will hand the ball off to Scott, who gets bottled up first, but he bounces it to the outside, and he gets barely past the first down marker before he is brought down for a gain of 9 and another first down for the Bruins. They stick it to the hot hand of Josh Scott, this time a toss play, as he breaks free, gets on down the field before he is shoved out of bounds in the red zone. It is a 14-yard gain for the Bruins. 1st and 10. Go back to Scott. Scott rushes it up the gut, this time lowers his head, breaks through, and is falling forward, and he's going to be just shy of the first down marker as it brings up a 2nd down and 1. Some miscommunication on the offense as a false start happens, making it 2nd down and 6. Russ drops back to pass after the play action, throws it towards the end zone, but he overthrows his man. 3rd down and 6. SC showing that they're bringing the blitz. They back up after the snap is taken, and they try to set up a screenplay for UCLA, and Davidson can't come down with it as he's blown up as soon as the ball hits his hands, and it will fall incomplete. 4th down and 6 at the 15-yard line, and Secret will send out his kick team. Stanley Monroe will line up for the chip shot, as it is up and good as UCLA takes the early 3-0 lead. 10:08 left in the first quarter. Kickoff by Monroe. It's actually returnable this time as Jordan Smith will take it from the 1-yard line. Gets upfield, but great coverage defense as he will be dropped at the 16-yard line. As SC has another mental error as Coach Jeremy is livid on the sideline after another false start penalty. 1st and 15 from the 11-yard line. Statham will get that snap, doesn't see anything, and he'll run it up himself as he gets a gain of 8 on the play after he slides down. 2nd down and 7. They run the RPO. Statham keeps it for himself. He rushes it to the outside, and he'll get 3 yards as he makes it a 3rd down and manageable. 3rd down and 4. They fake the initial run as Statham dumps it off over the middle to Quentin Surrey, who's wide open. Surrey running down the field over the middle, and he's got a man chasing him, and he's going to be tripped up from behind, but that's not after he gets a big 46-yard gain on the play as the running back snuck out of the backfield over the middle, and he was left unattended as they immediately flipped the field, and it'd be 1st and 10 at the UCLA 32-yard line. Statham calling his own number yet again. Tries to make something, but he'll just fall forward to save the hit as he'll get a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Statham takes the snap, pump fakes to the outside on a curl route, throws it deep, and he's got a man. Touchdown, USC. Troy Perry goes up for that ball and comes down with it. Touchdown. Extra point is up and good as the home team takes the lead 7-3. Kickoff will go into the end zone as the Bruins will have 1st and 10 on their own 25. Russ drops back to pass. He is rolling in the backfield trying to make something, and he has to throw this ball away. But penalty flags do fly as there was a holding penalty on the offense, which makes it now 1st and 20 from the 15-yard line. They will hand the ball off to Josh Scott to get a little bit of room, but that little bit of room turns into some big room as he gets an 11-yard gain on that, make it 2nd down and 9. They go back to Scott. He gets the handoff, rushes it up the gut, and he gets a 6-yard gain as he makes it a 3rd down and manageable with 3. Russ runs the play action. Defense doesn't bite, and they got the offense covered as Russ just has to safely throw this ball away as it will bring up 4th and 3. Chris Ferrier for UCLA will punt it away. 50-yard punt. Surrey will get it for a gain of 19. It will be 1st and 10 USC on their own 37. In that, USC's defensive lineman Jake Baldwin will come up limping as he will go to the sideline being attended. 1st and 10. They hand the ball off to Surrey. Surrey rushes ahead, and he gets hit hard. The ball pops free, and we got a fumble. Ball is on the ground, but it's going to be immediately recovered by the offense. Jimmy McDaniel of USC will dive on it and recover that. It'll be a total gain of 6 yards on the play. As the good heads up blocking and awareness by McDaniel gets it. 2nd and 4, they hand the ball off. Statham decides to keep it for himself. He rushes it, and he'll try to dive for the 1st down marker, but he doesn't come up with it as it's 3rd down and short at the 46-yard line. Statham lines up under center, takes the snap, he fakes the handoff, tries to be cute with it and dumps it off, and it's going to be intercepted. Stephen Moore jumps in front of the ball as he is run out of bounds for a 5-yard gain after the interception, and the Bruins take over at the USC 44-yard line. A lot of mistakes on that drive as there was a fumble that was recovered by the offense and now an interception. Russ goes to the air, finds Hunter Norris over the middle as he jumps up for the ball, gets cut underneath, but he still holds on to it. It's a big 14-yard gain on the play. Russ goes back to the air, this time throws it on a post route, and he finds Glasgow over the middle as he comes down with it, and he's met immediately after the catch. It's a 23-yard gain, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. They try to set up a tunnel screen on the outside to Jamal Deal. Deal grabs it, but there wasn't much room for him as he barely gets one on that. 2nd and goal. Hand the ball off to Davidson. Davidson tries to surge forward, moves the pile forward, but he'll get a gain of 3. 3rd down and goal from the 3. They stay in the heavy formation. They hand the ball off to Josh Scott. Josh Scott is met at the line of scrimmage, but he will fall forward for a gain of 1 as it's a 4th and goal from the 2. As Coach Secret is wanting them to go for it. And they will go for it. 4th and goal from the 2. They line up, goal line formation. Russ sends a man in motion, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Scott, hands it off to Hunter Norris on the end around, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Bruins. They sent Norris on the motion, and he gets the outside edge and gets it in. The extra point is missed. Stanley Monroe misses the extra point. It will be 9-7. With 1:36 left in the first quarter. Kickoff will be a touchback, and SC will take over on their own 25-yard line. They hand the ball off to Surrey, who gets a gain of 1. Surrey gets a handoff, and he's blown up in the backfield for a loss of 3, and that will be the end of the first quarter. We have ourselves a great game. UCLA leads at 9-7. USC with the ball, though. 3rd down and 12 deep in their own territory. Statham drops back to pass, tries to find something on the outside, but his man can't come down with it as it will fall incomplete and bring up a 4th down. Matthews does not get all of this punt. It will be a 34-yard punt, a 3-yard return as UCLA will have it 1st and 10. Hand the ball off 3 times. Josh Scott for a gain of 3, and then a loss of 1 brings up a 4th and 5 at the USC 49, and they will punt the ball away. Freer will get a great punt as it will pin the Trojans inside their own 10 at the 8. Hand the ball off to Leo Williams, who gets a loss of 2. Leo Williams rushes for a gain of 1. And then Statham completes the ball to Troy Perry, but he's going to be short of the 1st down marker. 4th and 7. John Matthews gets a great punt on this for 55 yards, and Josh Scott will actually return this one as he breaks it to the outside, and he's got a lane and an opening. He's going down the sideline before he is shoved out of bounds. It's a 32-yard gain, and they will have great territory to start this drive. But an unnecessary roughness on the return team will bring that ball back. With what had been a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line is now 1st and 10 at the UCLA 21. As they will have a run play. Davidson will get the handoff, rushes it up the gut, and he's going to be brought down hard, and they throw the flag on that one. UCLA gets some yardage back as it will be a face mask on the defense. 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10 at the UCLA 46. Davidson gets a handoff. He gets 3. Russ keeps it for himself. He gets 8. Scott gets the handoff. He gets 4. Scott gets the handoff again. He gets 10. It's a 1st and 10 at the USC 29. They go to the air and it falls incomplete. A false start penalty brings it back 5 yards. 2nd down and 15. Hand the ball off to Scott, and he gets blown up in the backfield for a loss of 3. 3rd and 18. And Walter Russ wants it all as he tries to find Connor Swaim on the outside, and he can't come down with it as it falls incomplete. 4th and 18 at the USC 37. As they will send out the punt team. Instead of trying for a 54-yard field goal, from a kicker who is 12 for 16 on the year, they punt. 46-yard punt. It'll be a touchback. 1st and 10 USC. Williams will rush it for no gain. Surrey rushes it for a gain of 3. 3rd down and 7. Statham will find John Scott out of the backfield, who comes up with it, and he gets a big 1st down play of 13 yards and 1st down Trojans. Hand the ball off to Williams for a gain of 8. Tosses it again to Scott. Scott makes a man miss as he's brought down after an 8-yard gain. 1st and 10. Statham drops back to pass as he is dropped in the backfield for a loss of 5 after a big-time sack by Blake Bell. 2nd and 15. Statham gets the snap, feels immediate pressure, can't get out of it as he's going to be sacked again, this time by Brandon Bullard for a loss of 6. It brings up a 3rd and 21 as they will just safely hand the ball off to Surrey, who gets a 3-yard gain. It brings up a 4th and 18 as John Matthews gets all of this one, and it will be a 61-yard punt as it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20. Russ hands the ball off to Scott. Scott gets 3 yards. Russ drops back to pass, throws it to the outside on a curl route, finds Deal, who comes down with it, spins, and he will be brought down after a 10-yard gain, and USC calls their first time out of the half. Scott will get the handoff up the middle. He's got a big hole, and he'll get to the second level before he is brought down for a 12-yard gain as we hit the 2-minute timeout. UCLA trying to put points on the board before half. 1st and 10. Russ takes the snap. Flag flies as he dumps his ball short to Davidson. Davidson breaks a tackle, and he's brought down for a 6-yard gain, as it will be a holding penalty on the offense. Replay 1st down. 1st and 20. Russ drops back to pass, dumps it off to Deal. Deal rushes it up the middle, and he'll be brought down for a gain of 9. USC calls it their second timeout. 2nd and 11 and 3rd and 11 are both incomplete passes as UCLA will have to punt this ball away. 45-yard punt, 6-yard return, but an illegal block in the back on the return team brings it to the 6-yard line. Statham will hand the ball off to Williams as he is dropped in the backfield for a loss of 4. Second and 14 at the 2. They will hand the ball off to Williams. Williams will find 1 yard as USC will call timeout. None remaining. Third and 13 at the 3. Statham drops back to pass, has to step up into the pocket as he has to dump this ball safely, and he only finds Troy Perry, who's blown up, as he'll hold on to the ball, but it's only a gain of 1, as it is 4th and 12 on their own 4-yard line. As they will punt this ball away. 14 seconds left in the half. 40-yard punt. Scott gets the return. He gets a block, breaks it to the outside. He's going down the sideline. He's got a couple men to beat, and he's going down, and he dives for the end zone. Touchdown, UCLA! As the time expires in the half, UCLA takes it back 44 yards on the punt return. And the extra point will be up and good for Monroe as UCLA goes into halftime on a high. It is 16-7. As we will check some scores around the league, most notably the game, as it is the end of the third quarter in Ohio, as Michigan is leading 27-20 at the end of the third. I did see somebody in here I haven't messed with in a while. It is the beginning of the third quarter at the world's largest cocktail party. Oh, Dogwood's not in here. Never mind. I can't mess with him. I will mess with Northwestern, though. They're in Utah, so they're in the same time zone. This is, we're at halftime. Northwestern leads it 16-3. As it has been all kicker so far. Logan Burkhart is 3 for 3 so far. And Adam Lewis for Utah State's 1 for 2. And that's at half. All right, we'll get back to this game. It's a pretty uneventful third quarter, but a very exciting fourth quarter. So we'll just speed through the third. As USC will kick it off, UCLA will have 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Incomplete pass. Russ finds Glasgow for a gain of 8. Walter Russ rushes it for himself, and he gets the first down for a gain of 5. Scott rushes it for a gain of 5. Scott rushes it for a gain of 14. They complete it to Scott this time. He gets 5. Scott gets a rush of 7. Scott gets a rush of 2. Dear God, give this man a break. He comes off the field, and they go to Swaim, who gets a 2-yard rush. 3rd down and 6 as Casey Glasgow, the tight end for UCLA, is injured on the play. 3rd down and 6, Russ drops back to pass, and he's going to be dropped for a sack. A loss of 11 on the play as this knocks them out of field goal range. It was 3rd and 6 from the 28-yard line. It is now 4th and 17 at the 39. Now, earlier, Coach Secret did not kick the field goal at the 37-yard line, and they punted the ball away. They will try for the field goal now. as Stanley Monroe will get nowhere close to this 56-yard try. And it'll be 1st and 10 USC on their own 46. Statham will complete his pass to John Scott for a gain of 4. Hand the ball off to Surrey, who gets a gain of 7. Statham rushes it for 1 yard. Surrey rushes it for 4. 3rd down and 5. Go to the air, and again, that tunnel screen doesn't work out as Joe Perry will only get 1 yard. 4th and 4, and they have to punt the ball away. UCLA will go 3 and out with 2 incomplete passes and a rush of 4. They punt. USC, 55-yard punt, 17-yard return. Trojans take over 1st and 10 on their own 38. They hand the ball off to Surrey. Surrey gets a 6-yard rush as he remains down on the field after that hit. He is holding his leg as he needs help to get off the field, and he will not be back for the rest of the game. Incomplete pass to Scott. Completed pass to Scott this time as he's a gain of 3, and it's 4th down and 1 on their own 47. And they will go for it. Leo Williams gets the handoff, and he gets the 1st down for a gain of 3. But we have some extracurricular activities after the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense brings it back 15 yards. It was 1st and 10 at midfield. It is now 1st and 25 at the USC 35. And that kills the drive. 0-yard gain, incomplete, 3-yard rush, 4th and 22. 40-yard punt. Josh Scott gets a good return of 20 yards to UCLA 42. Incomplete pass. Russ completes it to Davidson in the backfield for a gain of 20. Russ will then be sacked on the very next play by Sidney Ballard for a loss of 10. Davidson will get a rush of 4. Davidson will get a rush of 4. And it's 4th and 12 at the USC 40, and they punt the ball away. Touchback. 1st and 10 USC. Afogaboo will get the handoff for a gain of 5, and that will end the 3rd quarter. 1 missed field goal in the 3rd, 16-7. USC is driving on their own 25. They hand the ball off to Williams, who is met at the line of scrimmage for no gain. They hand the ball off to Ofogaboo, who gets 1-yard gain, and it's now 4th and 4. You figured that the Trojans would have learned to keep the ball away from Josh Scott. 47-yard punt, 21-yard return, as it will be 1st and 10 on their own 48. UCLA feels bad about this, and they will have a false start to kind of help out. So it's 1st and 15. Scott gets the handoff. He gets a gain of 2. Incomplete pass on the next play, and we have 2 flags that are offsetting penalties, and the previous down will be replayed. 2nd and 13. Rush drops back to pass, and he's going to be sacked for a loss of 4. Say what you want about this USC defense. They have been standing tall when they needed to. 3rd down and 17. The crowd is getting loud, and it causes another false start, as it is now 3rd and 22, and UCLA just backing it up as they try to rush it for no gain, and they will have to punt this ball away. 44-yard punt. Terry Antonia will get it for a 3-yard gain, and USC will have it 1st and 10 on their own 23. They will hand the ball off to Ofogaboo, who gets a gain of 7. Go to the air. Statham finds Jepson over the middle as for a sliding catch. That's the gain of 6. Statham drops back to pass, looks, fires to the outside. It's intercepted by Stephen Moore again as he comes down with his second interception of the game. It will be 1st and 10 at the UCLA 43. They hand the ball off to Davidson. Davidson finds a hole, surging forward, and he's going to be tackled just short of the first down marker. 2nd and 1. Drops back to pass. Russ tries to throw it over the middle, and it falls incomplete, batted at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 1. Russ runs a play action, tries to scramble, turns field the other way as he's going to be dropped for a sack. An 11-yard loss as the USC defense stands tall once again, knocking UCLA way out of field goal position. That's sack number 4. 57-yard punt, an 11-yard return that Antonio will take it from the 2-yard line. He gets it 11 yards, making it 1st and 10 from 13. Statham will hand the ball off to Williams, who surges ahead. He gets a 10-yard gain on the play. Some miscommunication as they snap the ball and it falls incomplete. It's an illegal formation, 1st and 15. Statham drops back to pass, and they set up the tunnel screen on the outside to McDaniels as it's blown up in the backfield for a loss of 6. But we have flags on the field as it is holding on the offense. The penalty will be accepted. It's 1st and 24 at the USC 9 instead of making it 2nd and 21, but whatever. 1st and 24. Statham completes it to Jepson for a gain of 4. Statham completes it to John Scott for a loss of 5, and then an incomplete pass. USC punts the ball away on their own 8. 32-yard punt, 10-yard return. UCLA takes over at the 30-yard line. Incomplete pass, incomplete pass, incomplete pass. False start makes it 4th and 15 as UCLA will send out their kicking team as Stanley Monroe gets a 52-yard try as he feels the pressure of his coach glaring at him as the kick is up. And good as UCLA extends their lead 19-7. It is 5:29 left in the game. USC will take over on their own 19. Williams rushes it for a gain of 2. Williams rushes it for a gain of 4. Hand the ball off to Williams, who gets a gain of 2 on the play, and it's going to be short. 4th and 2, and they have to punt the ball away. 54-yard punt. Great punt. Scott has to trail back to get it as he will only get a 2-yard return, but there's also an illegal block in the back on it. The Bruins will take over 1st and 10 on their own 10. Less than 4 minutes left in the game. Scott gets the handoff. He gets a gain of 6 on the play. Scott rushes it for no gain. 3rd down and 4. Russ drops back to pass, throws it to Deal over the middle for a 1st down and more as he's finally brought down after a 15-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Russ will rush it for a gain of 7 as USC will call their first timeout. 2:04 left in the game as Russ drops back to pass after the play action, dumps it off to Davidson, who is wide open, and he's gonna walk into the end zone, a 62-yard touchdown as UCLA will take the lead 26-7, and we will just call the game there because USC has a turnover on downs, failing it on fourth down. And in true rivalry fashion, instead of running out the clock, USC will throw it, eventually go down the field and make a 41-yard field goal. And when USC gets the ball back, they can't do anything with it. And they turn the ball over, and that will be game as UCLA remain the kings of Los Angeles as they win 29-7. As we will look at the conference championship games. SEC, it's Georgia versus Ole Miss. For the Big, it is Northwestern versus Michigan. Army will play Virginia because Virginia wins 45-31 over Virginia Tech. Sorry, Miami. Texas will play the winner of either Oklahoma, Nebraska, or Colorado. Oklahoma wins it 24-3, and they will play the Red River Rivalry is the conference championship game. Washington State will play UCLA for the Pac-12 championship. Rutgers and Marshall were already decided. But to put a little caveat into this, Rutgers were favored by half a point to remain undefeated on the year, and they lose to Buffalo 27-10. So hurting Rutgers' chance of potential playoffs. And then Sunbelt. The winner of James Madison, West Virginia. James Madison wins 13-6. They will play the winner of Missouri and Arkansas State as Missouri won 41-3. So it's James Madison versus Missouri. For the Mountain West, Colorado State beat Alaska Anchorage. New Mexico has to win, or Hawaii has a chance. New Mexico wins it 25-23, and they will play Colorado State for the Mountain West Championship. In the AAC, Central Florida will play Yale. And then in the Conference USA, Wyoming will play either La Tech or Rice. Louisiana Tech needs to win, and they cannot pull off the victory against Southern Miss. Rice beats North Texas 31-13 as Wyoming will play Rice for the Conference USA. As that is your matchups for Conference Championship Week.